Magnificent.
Persian from Shahnameh, Book of Kings. And you see that Simduzi is there, wire stitching on the back. Then another, this was from Dr. von Hofmeister. This is a big collection I analyzed. You can see pieces of them in different books of mine. And this Shamshir, you can see it in Jewels and Patterned Crucible Steel, which says in Persian, it's written chiseled in Persian. In Lexicon, I also published this Shamshir, but which says, قبضه این تیغ کشورگشا به دست این خدیو جهانبان رسد در اردو خبر شد که پیک تاج است اگر بر سر پور دستان رسد. So it says the handle of this land conquering blade will reach the hand of the world guardian king. In the camp the news spread that this will be the messenger of the crown if it reaches the hand of the son of Rostam. So
amazing.
This.
Beautiful inscriptions. Wow.
Yeah, these are in Persian. And then this is by two Shamshirs. I wrote also an article in French. Both of them are published in my book, detailed, explained, in Arms Armor from Iran. This is in the Military Museum of Tehran. Both of them are completely with proven fact belong to Karim Khanizad. This is one of the heaviest Shamshirs I've handled. I believe over 1 kilo. 1 kilo.
Oh, wow. Grams. Very, very heavy, yeah.
Yes. And they have the same inscriptions. This one is in Pars Museum, is lighter, in Shiraz. So it says, این تیغ که شیر فلکش نخجیر است شمشیر وکیل آن شه کشورگیر است پیوسته کلید فتح دارد در دست آن دست که بر قبضه این شمشیر است. The same thing is written here. You start from here. So this blade or this shamshir, where its celestial lion is in the hunting ground, is the sword of the Vakil. Vakil was the title of Karim Khanizad, the world conqueror. He, the person who grasps the handle of this sword, has the key to victory all the time. It's in Persian.
Incredible.
Yes. And this Shamshir, both of them belong to Karim Khanizad. Once was given to this collection, right? Then later on in Qajar period, in Nasruddin Shah Qajar period collection. This one was in the hands of his own family. I don't know if you know that. After Qajar came into power, Muhammad Shah Qajar hated Karim Khanizad, and he had his grave, his bones, he had them transferred to his place in Golestan Palace Museum, his remains, and he buried them again under the stairs where he always walked to his throne. So he walked always on the remains of bone of Karim Khan Zand. And after Qajar dynasty fell and Reza Shah Pahlavi came into power, I wrote in French, and you can see also a picture of Reza Shah Pahlavi with this sword in his hand, with the sword on down. And the family of him come to Reza Shah Pahlavi, ask him if they could, get the bones again out of the ground and bring them back to Shiraz and bury him back there again. And Reza Shah said, of course. So they give this sword to Reza Shah as a present. It was one of his, But Reza Shah, I have to say, very nice of him. He doesn't accept that. He said, no, give the sword back to them. When you bury them, put the sword on display on top of his grave. So if you go now to Arke in Shiraz, you see that his grave is there with the remains which were brought back. And this sword, this one, is behind, of course, protective glass, which I had in my hands and measured that. And I had so many to get permissions. If I tell you one day we need to make a video on how I got all these permissions in Iran, this is a story which you can talk for days on that. So, and then this is this sword there. So they have two swords of Karim Khan Zand. I think alone for these two swords, next to other king swords, getting hold of arms and armor from Iran is really a must for researchers. This is they're beautiful shamshirs, really nice ones.
No, they're incredible. And, Arms and Armor from Iran really has, in my opinion, it's got the most comprehensive list of arms and armor from Persia. You can't find a list that has that many on side. It's absolutely incredible. And like you said, it's difficult to get access to these pieces. A normal person can't do this. This is what people think, that you can just pull up to Iran and say you want to handle this sword, this sword. It doesn't work like that. You have to be given special permission. It's very difficult. It's a very difficult process. And you have to have a very distinguished name to be able to do this.
And now this is from Hussein, Mr. Al-Qarashi collection, on one of his swords. Then again, it's in the fuller, written in the fuller, another Persian inscription poem. And this poem is from Sa'di, from Shiraz. So it is Ghazal 438 of Sa'di, which says, we will pay for the sorrows of our friends with our lives. If the whole world is the enemy, we will not be sad. If the beloved strikes with a sword, strike our body, my dear, as we are a shield. No matter how often the friend tries to call us, with the grace of God, we are even more alive. That's Ghazal 438 of Sa'di. It is written on one of the swords of Mr. Al-Qarashi.
Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
You see that? It's unbelievable. Just look at the depth of Persian mythology, Persian poetry, enlightenment, Sufism, whatever you want to call it. Just look what they say that. He wants to strike you with the sword. My body is the shield I offer to your sword.
Amazing. And, this is the thing with the sacred field of arms and armor. It's not just arms. It delves into philosophy. It delves into Sufism, delves into poetry. It delves into so many different topics. And that's why to be a good person or a good researcher in arms and armor, you can't just be somebody who just has knowledge on arms. You got to have also grounded knowledge in other areas as well.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So this was this, for more information and also this inscription. Some of the words in Persian are changed, written on this sword, surely to make it more powerful. But I've explained the original, which words were changed, so you can see that in my book on Mr. Al-Qarashi's collection. You see that we have seen so far Persian poetry written on, and now again, Persian inscriptions, this time goes to Shiite belief. بر فرق دشمنان زنم این تیغ را خون حسین می‌طلبم یا علی مدد. Unbelievable. Look at this, Usman, you're going to love that. I am going to hit on top of the head of my enemies with this blade. I want to take revenge for the blood of Hussein. Oh, Ali, help me.
Amazing. I mean, you can imagine just the motivation you get from having a piece like that on your shamshir.
Usman, does it ring a bell? بر فرق دشمنان زنم شمشیر بر فرق زدن.
Exactly. I was just about to say that, to strike the top of the head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. It's very,
Amazing.
it really is so touchy when you read this stuff like
No,
that.
it really is. It really is. It's just you get lost for words really when you just see the meaning.
And another thing is the way handwriting it is. Persian handwriting is always impeccable. The gold inlaying, look at the handwriting, look at the gold inlaying. This is a royal workshop. It's not just something chiseled without any gold inlaying in a very bad handwriting. This is also an indication. It tells you a ton about the provenance of the sword, huh, guys?
Oh, definitely, Asad. I've seen many swords, for example, attributed to emperors or very noble people, but the handwriting often is poor, and it makes you question, okay, was this actually a personal piece of an emperor, or was this just loosely linked to him? Maybe, so it was passed down, but it was never actually belonged to his collection. And there's many instances of this happening.
Yes, absolutely. Now, again, from Mr. Al-Qarashi's collection. What a collection Mr. Al-Qarashi has, right? It's
Oh,
unbelievable.
it's amazing. I mean, aside, like you say, he's building his own museum. He has still started. I mean,
Yeah,
is
he's
in my,
doing it.
my opinion is better than the than all the museums that are in London. And there are some great ones in London, but Hussein's collection is just
They have
wow.
been working on it, and he's going to open a museum for Kuwaiti or for anyone, people in Kuwait, to go and enjoy his museum, which is very lovely. I really appreciate Mr. Al-Qarashi for offering the public such a thing. So it is مدحت کن و وستای کسی را که پیامبر. Okay, I'm just not going to read that in Persian. In translation, it's a Persian poem. Praise and worship a person whom the Prophet esteemed and spoke highly of and entrusted him with everything. Who is that person like this? Who was he and who will he be? Besides the Lion of God, the Lion who keeps attacking without fear, consider this righteous religion a circle where our Prophet is the center and the Lion is the line of the dividers. The Prophet gave the whole knowledge of the world to Ali, like a spring cloud that floods a flower garden.
Beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
Look at the Persian poem. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. And now we go back to the Military Museum of Tehran in Sadabad Palace Museum. This is a Pishkabs. I think when I got the permission from the Admiral Falah Sharif, Nakhoda Falah Sharif, from the Allied Forces of Iranian Army, who was back then the head of Iranian museums. And I will never forget that. I remember I went there, and one of the first pieces, when they opened, I got all permissions, then they opened that, all those soldiers. And so they gave it to me. I think it was the third or fourth piece was in my hand, this piece comes. And I turned it, and this was this. روزی که هیچ کس نبود دادرس مرا. Where is it? Yes. یا مرتضی علی تو برس به فریاد رس مرا. In Persian. So look at the handwriting. It is impeccable, all chiseled, made of crucible steel. You see that? So basically it says, on the day when no one else is helping me, oh, the pious Ali, you are the one who will help me.
Amazing, absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
These invocations are just they're just breathtaking.
Breathtaking. روزی که هیچ کس نبود داد رس مرا یا مرتضی علی تو برس به فریاد رس مرا. Yeah. Beautiful. I never forget that. Then we go to Mr. Al-Arashi's collection. The inscriptions in Persian again, Persian poem. Not Persian poem. The inscriptions Persian. We're sorry. We have been talking about so many poems. It's just inscriptions in Persian, which says Sarkar Khan be jang Bahadur Khan Abbasi Bahadur. Sarkar Khan Nas be jang Bahawari Khan Abbasi Bahadur. Excellency the Khan in war against the warrior Bahali Khan Abbasi. That's what we have in here. So it's a description. Then we go to the next one. This khanjar is in my book, Jewels and Pattern Crucible Steel, with a very, very interesting inscription. The inscriptions you see here, you see it mostly on Qame, especially on Qaddare. Also, in Military Museum of Tehran, you see many qaddars inscribed with that. Also in Shiraz, Bandar Ansari. But this is the first khanjar with this inscription, which says, hold on, زهوش فلاطون دمش تیزتر. Exactly. زبروی دلدار خون ریزتر. So it says, right, it is sharper, its edge literally is sharper than the intelligence of Plato. So زهوش فلاطون دمش تیزتر. Let me just translate it again. It is sharper than the intelligence of Plato, the Greek philosopher. And it sheds more blood than the eyebrow of the beloved, because this eyebrow of the beloved, makes many men fall in love with that girl.
Yeah.
And then they, what I mean.
Yeah.
So again, زهوش فلاطون دمش تیزتر ز ابروی دلدار خون ریزتر. It is sharper, its edge is sharper than the intelligence of Plato, and it sheds more blood than the eyebrow of the beloved girl. That's what it means. Beautiful poem.
Oh, it's a magnificent poem.
It
Absolutely
is.
Magnificent.
Then you guys, imagine you have such a khanjar in your hand. You have in your collection. I mean, in your hand. No one should be holding it without gloves in his hand. But that's another point. But I mean, in your collection. I mean, in your collection, and then you should understand what this is conveying to you. Its blade is so sharp that is sharper than the intelligence of Plato. Ancient Greek philosophers were highly regarded in Persian philosophy and poems. And then it's even sharper than the intelligence of Plato, its edge. And it sheds more blood than the eyebrow of that lovely, beautiful girl, where many men got into fights over that eyebrow of that girl. Isn't it beautiful?
Oh, it's incredible. Absolutely incredible.
Yeah. I love this. I mean, I really love all of them, of course. But two things. روزی که هیچ کس نبود دادرس مرا یا مرتضی علی تو برس به فریاد رس مرا. It's really touches my heart. And this one as well. زهوش فلاطون دمش تیزتر زبروی دلدار خون ریزتر. It's Persian language, unbelievable.
That's amazing. It's a work of art. It's a music. It's an art piece, really.
Yeah, amazing. Later on, we will discuss also about these images with Usman, if you guys want, because each one of them has a special meaning, but we just don't do that now. So far we finished Persian inscriptions and poems, Usman. The third part is very interesting. It's about inscriptions from the Quran and prayers.